The AJ Red Show, starring me, AJ Red. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Now let's get into
What's going on, YouTube friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the AJ Red Show. I'm back again today to talk about nobody else other than the Pied Piper, R. Kelly. If you all have been watching the trial or hell, even TMZ, if you got a television or even a telephone or a fucking iPad with any kind of internet connection to the world, you do know that R. Kelly has now been sentenced, and I believe now it's New York, and has several other states waiting to get in that ass. So not only did they sentence R. Kelly, but they sentenced him to 30 years. 30 motherfucking years in a hellhole where they serve him what they say bread and water. I don't know what they're eating over there in jail these days, but my assumption is bread and water. I'm pretty sure they put a little protein up in there, little chicken, a little beef, a little something for the inmates. Shout out to all the inmates over at the thing, hanging out in the prisons down there. If y'all get YouTube, if y'all send a shout out to y'all too. I know it's not easy being in there. I don't know how long you're down for, but I've been there before, years ago in my young years doing shit, but I've learned better, done better, and thank God I am better. But R. Kelly gonna be joining y'all niggas. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now. I don't know where he gonna spend the majority of his time, but it seems like right now the majority of his time will be spent in, again, I do believe New York. Somewhere up in that region. They gave him 30 years. 30, not 3, not 10, not 30. I'm not a lawyer, and I know it varies from state to state, and I know sometimes, it goes, maybe he has to do half or some shit like that of his bid, in the pokey, but I'm not sure of how his term is going to be handed down to him. I don't think they've actually had that part yet. But the bottom line is, I do see them appealing this shit. Not that he shouldn't be imprisoned, because when you think about what he has done, and I never spoke out about this, but I'm using my platform now to say what the fuck I feel about it. Agree with it if you will. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. It's my show, right? So, but anyway, I'm very sure that he should be locked the fuck up. He is where he belongs, or he will be where he belongs, behind bars, because I don't see how you can conspire against children to bait them in, give them the best of a life, and make them think they'll have this career someday, or whatever the fuck kind of promises he was making over there with these little girls and these young women, and even these stupid ass parents, because let's not forget that these parents, I feel, also should be charged as well with certain young ladies. But I'll get to that part in just a minute. One, I really feel like R. Kelly not gonna make it on 30 years, not 30 or 15. He looks like he's broken, he's fragile. He has some shit going on, and his mental state, that little fake meltdown he had with Gayle King, I think he was trying to deflect some shit. I think Gayle King handled that very well and professionally, as some others have said. I disagree. I'll pick it back off what they said. But anyway, I just don't see him making it that long in jail. It's surprising to me he made it this long, and I really feel like if he has had some kind of accommodations made, maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. I'm just putting that out there. But this sentence was handed down again, like I said, I think in New York. He also has charges and trials to face in Minnesota and in Chicago. And I don't know how Minnesota is. I kind of think in my mind that Minnesota is this nice place where they do a lot of stuff per rows of Golden Girls. But then I got to think about it, when they burned that cross on that black man's front yard. I don't know. But I said that to say I don't know what he's going to be facing in Minnesota, but I can tell you this. I do think that when he gets to Chicago, I think that if he's anywhere in Mayor Lightfoot's jurisdiction, I think Mayor Lightfoot is right about now sitting at her desk with the window wide open and the curtains open, and she's probably having a brandy and a cigar or a cigarette. You know, I don't know. Hey, it is what it is. I think she's thinking to herself that when his motherfucking ass get here, it's gonna be on and popping. Good luck over there in New York. You see what they did to you over there? Check out what's gonna happen in New York. And I say that because Mia Lightfoot, if you've seen any pictures of her previous to this position in Chicago as mayor, she looked different. Okay, I'll say that. Take it for what you wanna. Go look at the pictures, then you get back to me and tell me what the fuck you think. But I think she looked different back then. But I feel like they had enough. Chicago done had enough with the bullshit over there with these celebrities playing around and they making examples out their ass, like Justice Smollett. Justice Smollett sat around there all that long motherfucking time and played this game. Excuse me for a second. Just keep listening. Fucking played this game that you know, some of these celebrities play with this shit. Putting on a show he put on, like Justice put on a show basically in the height of all what was going on during that time with, you know, gay rights movements and all that different stuff that was going on then. I think he was taking advantage of that to use for more clout to project his career, and it backfired in his face in a major way. So I think with the shit he set up over there and with the shit we seen dragged out in court on television with him over there with Mia Lightfoot and them, I think justice gonna be served with R. Kelly when he make it over there to Chicago. And I think Mia Lightfoot and them and them judges, I think they're waiting to get in his ass. And I think they just like, kind of like Batman was at the end of every episode, like sitting there saying, you know, I know you're out there, Joker, and I'm waiting for you to make your next move. And when you make your next move, I will be waiting. So I see Mayor Lightfoot saying, when you make your move over here to Chicago, we all will be waiting with a welcoming team to burn down ass and talk your motherfucking ass. And that's every intention they have. And by right, they should. And let me just say, too, I don't think that R. Kelly should be the only one on the chopping block. I think that assistants, managers, staff members, anybody that booked hotels and knew what the fuck was going on, I think anybody that, the parents, I think any of the parents that knew what the fuck was going on should be arrested and charged with the same shit, racketeering and sex trafficking is what they gave him over here in New York. And they're not playing. They can his ass up like they would do him on Law and Order SVU or some shit episode of that. But they hit him with that because I think majorly because he did it for so long. He got greedy. He got away with a lot of the shit, even with the Leah, you know, marrying her, you know, fucking around with her and different shit like that. Yeah, he kind of made of a star, maybe sort of made of a star, you know, but in the end, I think right now he's kind of dealing with some of the repercussions of even that shit he got away with then. But you kept going. And then, like I said, the racketeering, I feel like came from a place for the judge, because the judge was very personal when she handed down this sentence. It's no wonder he didn't sit up there and cry. He probably cried in his cell on the way back to the jail, because the judge told him how disgusted she was with him, how he fucked up people's lives, you know, the flames he left in the wake of his bullshit, the lives he fucked up and all this other shit, and how she pretty much said she couldn't stand his ass in so many words, you know, and she was gonna give him everything she had coming at her with her Powerpuff Girl powers. As a judge, she hit him with the book, and she gave his ass everything she can give him. Everything they thought he could be charged with is what they gave him. That seemed like that's how they roll in New York City. If y'all seen the movie Life, you know for a fact, bitch bootlegging way back in the Gap carried a sentence of so much, and they got their ass on some shit of bootlegging and murder when they ain't touched that man in the first place, other than try to help him. But the way they roll, they'll smoke your ass like a rotisserie chicken or a porterhouse or a half a pig out there at the hog killing over there in the country. They'll give it to you. But saying that to say, she was agitated with him and his actions and all the nasty shit he had did over the years, you know. Even watching the sentence, I saw on YouTube in the comments, there was a gentleman that commented, he went to high school with R. Kelly. And he said that, you know, R. Kelly was weird back then, but he did a talent show, and he had won a talent show. He was really good and all this different shit. And they went on about their life, and abracadabra, you know, he became, look at that mouth. He became a star. And so R. Kelly did. And so he said, you know, he didn't have very many friends. He stayed to himself. But he said his sister, that was 13 years his junior, the fellow, the gentleman, was, you know, at a school playground or somewhere where they hung out in a common area outside, where R. Kelly was just circling the block looking for young girls that were already sexually activated and ready to, you know, pop that thing and or get in. He pretty much, he was looking for that, and his sister reported that back to him. And so this shit been going on a long time. It's no wonder one of these victims that came up is not in the batch of the accused, because he's been gone for so long, including with his wife and carrying all that. Now, let me just say, as far as R. Kelly, yes, he does need to be prosecuted, and he does need to go to jail because he did commit those crimes. Bottom line, he done, if not all of them, enough of them. You know, if it was only one, it was enough. It was one too many, 50 too many. He been around there slinging his dick like newspaper, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, they should offer him, because if he gonna be doing 15 out of 30, they need to offer him some kind of counseling where they give him a little 5-pack of colors, put him in a little rubber room, give him a coloring book, and the therapist go in, you know, 2 hours out of the day, out of the day, his big ass lips, out of the day, and talk with him and evaluate him and see what the fuck is going on and what's going on inside his head that caused him to want to just say, it's okay to do the nasty, filthy ass shit he was doing with these little girls. Two, I think the parents need to be prosecuted, because in the end, yeah, you want your child to be famous, but if you're going to sell their ass, now it's different if you're going to sell your own ass to get your child famous, but if you really sell the child, and probably the negotiation was, I want no adult booty, I want child's butt. So I don't know. I'm trying to set the scene. I'm just trying to think of what possibly happened during that time, y'all. But if you wouldn't sell your own child to get, you know, famous or rich, you tired of going down to the Waffle House, the Whataburger, the Whopper Place, Burger King and shit, McDonald's, or, you know, working his hair or doing this different stuff. If you tired of getting up working a 9 to 5, period, I'm just suggesting, if you want to turn somebody into a hoe, why don't you just do it to yourself, not your child? But I think y'all, as for the parents that knew and had any dealings and let this man take your child take your child anywhere with your consent, out of your eyesight, to do some shit, because people are sick nowadays, and apparently we see that, because look at this motherfucker here. He looks bothered and sick, and he should, because somebody gonna give him the ignition remix fresh out the kitchen in prison. And hopefully, like I said, they get him therapy, and hopefully they don't sit around and put him with nobody that's gonna lay around and fuck the gooseberry juice out of him or some shit like that and hurt him if he don't go ahead and string himself up or something. I don't know, because it don't look like he's strong in the head. That's why I think he had a lot of help with this racketeering and all this orchestrating. Just think about it. R. Kelly wasn't keeping all these women up in the house and going on tours and shit and still keeping an eye, maybe so through the camera, but somebody else is at the house feeding these ladies, and, well, I ain't gonna say ladies, but feeding these women and clothing them and keeping them convinced that staying here is their better option. You know, staying at this house is a better option, because my thing is, if my abuser is gone and there's no security to keep me here and I have free will to walk my funky ass away, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. But somebody was there, I feel like, still feeding into their mindset that, you know, it was in their best interest to stay there at R. Kelly's house, so that when he returned, he would have some bumping and grinding he can get to do with these little girls. But apparently now the tables have turned, and like I said, hopefully, you know, somebody will end up bumping and grinding with him from the bite while he's in prison, because if they did lay around and get a little his rump shaker, I wouldn't be mad to hear reports that he did get the business 1 or 2 times, because at the end of the day, if you run around here starving people and shit, and locking them up and locking refrigerators and whatnot, and not feeding people, and whooping their ass every once in a while, and sexually humping on them in a violent way that they don't really know whether it's good for them or not, I think that's befitting. You going to jail. You going to G-E-L, R. Kelly. G-E-L. You're going to G-E-L in several states, because when they finish with you in where you at now, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to serve time in the other place, and they're going to transport your ass. He's on tour. R. Kelly is on tour. You can catch the whole tour for free on CNN, probably MSN, one of them, all of them stations, the news channel. He's on tour. Tickets are free for the very first time for R. Kelly, so catch it while you can. It's a very limited deal. It's going to go on for a while because it's been going on for a minute. So if you want to watch, tune in and check the dates with the news stations and whatnot in the courthouses near you if you live in Minnesota or Chicago, and see what they have going on, because he will be coming to a city near at least y'all to be prosecuted and brought to charges and justice on his force fucking. I'm just gonna call it what it is. He force fucked these people, he mind fucked them, and then he force fucked them, and then he had the help of their parents that brought him down there and sold their ass just for a dime, when he could have sold their own booty. Well, then again, no, because he wanted little girls' booty. So, you know, that's what we are with that. Also, I think that for a long time that R. Kelly really thought that while he was sitting pretty in prison with being such an icon, his celebrity status, and the weight he thought he hold financially, I really think he thought all this time that he would have a Bill Cosby moment. Because as y'all possibly know already, Bill Cosby posting pictures and shit on Instagram, letting y'all know he is at home with his family, happily being fed collard greens, cornbread, greens, beans, tomatoes, and all that good succulent southern shit, and all that high-end classy shit he been eating. Bill said he back at home wearing togas and shit, linen drawers and outfits with sandals on. He out there rolling around in the grass probably. And this is my imagination, because if I had been locked up that motherfucking long, this is shit I would be doing when I get out. I'm imagining he's out there in the backyard rolling around in the grass and shit. Even on a rainy day, I see Camille standing in the door just calling him to come on back in the goddamn house and eat his grits and eggs and salmon or whatever the fuck them rich folk eat in the morning. I just imagine that he's singing "I Got Sunshine" on a cloudy day, like loud in the shower and shit like that. I picture him taking shots like when he wakes up and hit the buzzer for the alarm, because he ain't got shit to do. He probably hit the buzzer or set the alarm to wake up in the morning to make sure he's still alive, because he ain't young. So shit, listen, don't wake me up, don't let me sleep too late. Set me a fucking alarm to wake up. I imagine him hitting that alarm and waking up and probably having a blunt on his nightstand and a little drink on a nightstand, and waking up and just taking shots early in the morning, just saying, I'm motherfucking happy to be home. I don't see R. Kelly having that same dance, y'all. R. Kelly getting some time. Yeah, they might file an appeal, but between these 3 states, you can rest assured, you can bet your sweet tushy he gonna get some motherfucking time. If not the full 30 years or 15 over here in New York City, he gonna get enough time. He won't be singing shit for a long time unless he's singing to keep the men in them prison cells out his rear end. I'm pretty sure he's performing a lot of songs right now. Like motherfuckers that want to hear hits from him. Like, I ain't never been able to been to your show before, to go down to your show. I could never afford you, you know, to come down there and listen to you sing 12 play and all that shit. And now you gonna sing 12 play, whether you want to motherfucking say it or not. And I want to see you lick your motherfucking lips the same way you did on stage when you sing it. That's probably the kind of request he's getting right about now. And I'm pretty sure He in there licking them. He probably licked them some bitches raw. As you see, he done got about 2 shades lighter on his lips. And you know he was smoking. And since he been up there, he probably ain't smoking no more with that being added. And he not all that shit all day long and doing all this old shit. And he putting on shows. I'm telling y'all, he's on tour. From cell to cell, courthouse to courthouse. Catch him in a courthouse or a cell block near you. Because he's on his way. Because they're making his ass serve his time. And rightfully so. But then again, I still cannot stress enough. I would love to see these parents. We done with him over here in New York. Now I'm looking for other charges to be picked up and called now. And for us to have some shit to watch on the other channel. While we watching flicking back from R. Kelly to the parents. Or flicking back from R. Kelly to, you know, assistants or management. Excuse me, y'all. That have had dealings with setting up hotel rooms and setting up schedules to get the little girls to and from where they got to go and keeping their ass in the house and taking them shopping for big labels that they're not used to keep them distracted from the actual truth of to what was actually going on in their life. And that they were actually being held against their will, so to speak, and force fucked, you know, from time to time and not being fed. And my thing is, at least if you're going to fuck somebody, you ought to at least feed them people. You don't be doing nobody like that. That's just some monstrous ass shit. And he tried to come, you know, like I said, with Gayle King and try to act like he was just being torn down and crushed by the public. And I done made music for y'all. We need to go back and check them babies that had been made when he was back there singing in the 90s and whatnot. I made music for y'all. He done also helped y'all make babies. That's probably why these children running around here not crazy, slapping their mamas and fighting their daddies and shit, because I've never slapped my mama. I've never hit my daddy, neither one. In all of my years of living, none of your fucking business how many, but I've never tried it. I might have got mouthy, you know, getting all out the way. And from my mama, I can tell you for sure I done had at least one or two bust lips. But my daddy, you know, he ain't never whooped my ass before. There you have it. My daddy has been more soft on me than my mama. He ain't never decided to whip me, even when she asked him to. So there you have it, world. No, my daddy ain't never spanked my ass, but my mama, yeah, she roticified my motherfucking ass every chance she got. And she planned for me to stay in line, and I ain't always been that way, but listen, the shit paid off. So I don't know what kind of fucked up upbringing he had. And from what I saw, he was living a good life. He got plenty of love, plenty of affection. I thought, I saw on, I think, Unsung or some kind of biography of his life. He lived a pretty good life, but as a child, and definitely as an adult. But the bottom line is he abused power. He abused his money, as a lot of them motherfuckers in Hollywood do, and some other places, you know. And now the chickens have come home to roost. And so with that being said, like I said, he about to remind somebody else of a motherfucking Jeep, and they definitely going to drive that ass. And he up there built too. I don't know how well R. Kelly can fight, whether he took up boxing or kickboxing, but when these allegations came about, the first thing he should have did was ran over yonder ways to a kickboxing class and got himself a black belt degree quick as fuck. Because, you know, shit, time is precious. And the time you spent then thinking you was going to get the fuck off, you could have been learning how to defend yourself in prison, because I know good and well they're going to fool around now. They probably won't have to fight you. They probably just going to talk you up out of it. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Just thinking. And I ain't being no negative motherfucker, but at the end of the day, I hope they protect the man and keep his sanity, and at least still see him as some kind of human being, and see, you know, what kind of fucked up situation that he had been put in before, prior to all of his predatory ways becoming active. So study him, and I ain't talking about give the man no motherfucking lobotomy. Study this man, talk to this man, understand him, and see what he got going on. Yes, lock his motherfucking ass up in the process, but let's kill two birds with one stone. How about it? Figure out what he got going on in his noggin, and figure out why he felt like it's so cool and so okay to go around and dig what he has done, and he's still in denial. I watched a video of a lady doing a body language examination of him doing his interview with Gayle King. And everything she said, before she even said it, I thought it. Now, I watched the video first. And they showed the video first. And everything I saw and I thought with the video as they played it, when they interviewed the lady and then they asked her, what did you think about this part and this part, or when he did this, this, and this. I had already thought that shit because you were too fucking defensive and you were too eager to try and convince us that you didn't do this shit. When Gayle asked him some shit about, well, you know, have you ever slept with anybody under the age of 17? No, no, no. No, they just want to just demonize me. And the lady said, when you start spinning your motherfucking head around like that, you're like, you wanting to say, your head wanting to say no with your mind, but the truth that you've been taught, your head still ends up doing this in the process. So while it's doing that, it's still saying yes, but your mind is telling you, hey, bitch, snap out of it, tell them no, and try to make your head and your body language mean the same. So reading people's body language is a big motherfucking key to tell them to seeing whether or not they're telling the truth or they lying about some shit. Just a little nugget for y'all to drop in on y'all, give y'all a little something, because I really have adapted the trait. But anyway, getting back to R. Kelly, he going down. He's going to the penitentiary. I hope they protect his booty, his rear end, his vagina. I hope they protect him because knowing the said history of, excuse me, of the jail system and prison, it's pretty much eat or be eaten. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to call on God a million nights while you're in that motherfucker. I can tell you that right now. You're going to have illusions, epiphanies, awakenings, and all kind of other shit going on. You're going to have a lot of revelations. While you sitting up in there, you're going to have a lot of time to think about all that filthy shit he done did to them little girls. But in the end, I do hope that they try and psychoanalyze that dipstick. Because something's wrong with the boy. My prediction is, my hope is they prosecute the motherfucking parents that brought their girls to him. I hope that they bring forward anybody else that had the meat beaters in the batch, helping out with the shit, keeping the strings moving and the well-oiled machine running. Because if it's racketeering or if it's sex trafficking, you got to think about it. They got the big head of it, but sometimes they don't think about the other motherfuckers down the line. Because think about it. If I'm working for a big corporation and the head might get taken away, but if I still can live to mutate elsewhere or go somewhere else, I'm looking for another job somewhere else. So all I'm going to do is scurry on and find somebody else that's into the same kind of shit, in a sense, to make my money. And I'm going to become another malignant-ass mole, you know, in conjunction with another cooperation with a whole different head. Probably even a new one, or become a head my goddamn self. So I feel like y'all need to go down the line and check all these motherfucking asses out. Anybody he had on staff, people, look at everybody in the band, check them all out like y'all did be, and run through the whole situation. Look at it all. Fuck it. So we gonna see how the shit turns out, like I say, over here in Minnesota, when they put him on trial over there. I don't know when it's gonna be. Haven't heard a date yet. But I might get back to y'all on that. I might get on the case like Angela Lansbury and keep up with y'all on what the fuck's going on with R. Kelly. I may not. Y'all let me know if y'all need me to. But I can rest assured, when he get to Chicago, he gonna have some trouble on his hands. All right? So anyway, I'm about to go. I ain't gonna be on here too long. But y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that little dingly bell thing, because that lets y'all know when I'm putting these motherfucking videos out, so y'all can come back and watch these motherfuckers. So yes, the dingly bell, click the bell, subscribe, and share the videos. Share with somebody you like. Share with a motherfucker you don't like. Share with somebody you know. Share with a motherfucker you don't know. Because in the end, if you do not like me, somebody else just might. I'm pretty sure of it. So, yeah, don't forget it now. And we'll see where this shit go with R. Kelly, you know, and Minnesota indefinitely made a life, but it's going to all pan out, y'all. All right, I'll see y'all later. Y'all check me out with the next video. I got to get out here and do some other shit for y'all. P-Valley. It's already aired. I got to go and watch P-Valley and get the video ready for y'all on that. So, I'm working over here, okay? So, don't ignore me. So, be prepared. I'm putting this shit out for y'all. Y'all see y'all wanted it. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my throat. And fuck y'all. If you thought it, fuck you. But anyway, I'm having these allergies and I've been given some stuff by my doctor to help clear this shit up. So I'm in the process of clearing this shit up. So any of y'all thought some nasty, filthy ass shit about me, fuck y'all. I'm not R. Kelly. And whatever the fuck I do is my business. But that ain't it. Hell hurts. That has not been it for a long, trust me, that is not it. Anyway, but yeah, check me out with P-Valley, and I got to get out of here also and watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta and give y'all this content and keep this shit coming. Like I told y'all before, I fell off. Not again. I will be here. Bring your ass back. Come on, bite. All right? So, all right, take care of yourself. Love yourself. Love somebody else. But only if they're willing to love on you, bite. All right? All right, y'all take care. Bye.